Today, Quills and Cliffhangers brings you a classic story by Stephen Leacock, The Illusionist's Revenge. This famous short story has been reprinted many times since it was published in 1910. We have updated some of the words for our 21st century audience. The plot: a stage performer is heckled by a smart aleck, an obnoxious, conceited person who pretends to know everything. Watch the video to the end to see how the illusionist resolves his problem with this heckler.
The Illusionist Revenge by Stephen Leacock. Now, ladies and gentlemen, said the illusionist, having shown you that the cloth is absolutely empty, I will proceed to take from it a bowl of goldfish. Presto. All around the hall people were saying, "Oh, how wonderful. How does he do it?" But the smart aleck on the front seat said, in a big whisper to the people near him,
"He had it up his sleeve."
Then the people nodded brightly at the smart aleck and said, "Oh, of course," and everybody whispered round the hall, "He had it up his sleeve." "My next trick," said the illusionist. "You will notice that the rings are apparently separate. At a blow, they all join. Clang, 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 presto." There was a general buzz of amazement till the smart aleck was heard to whisper,
"He must have had them in his sleeve."
Again everybody nodded and whispered. The rings were up his sleeve. The brow of the illusionist was clouded with a gathering frown. "I will now," he continued, "show you a most amusing trick, by which I am enabled to take any number of eggs from a hat. Will some gentleman kindly lend me his hat?" Thank you." Presto. He extracted 17 eggs, and for 35 seconds, the audience began to think that he was wonderful. Then the smart aleck whispered along the front bench,
"He has a hen up his sleeve."
And all the people whispered it on. "He has a lot of hens up his sleeve." The egg trick was ruined. It went on like that all through. It transpired from the whispers of the smart aleck that the illusionist must have concealed up his sleeve, in addition to the rings, hens, and fish, several packs of cards, a loaf of bread, a doll's cradle, a live guinea pig, a 50-cent piece, and a rocking chair. The reputation of the illusionist was rapidly sinking below zero. At the close of the evening he rallied for a final effort. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said, "I will present to you, in conclusion, a trick recently invented by the natives of Tipperary. Will you, sir," he continued, turning toward the smart aleck, "kindly hand me your gold watch?" It was passed to him. "Have I your permission to put it into this mortar and pound it to pieces?" he asked savagely. The smart aleck nodded and smiled. The illusionist threw the watch into the mortar and grasped a sledgehammer from the table. There was a sound of violent smashing.
"He has slipped it up his sleeve,"
whispered the smart aleck. "Now, sir," continued the illusionist, "will you allow me to take your handkerchief and punch holes in it?" "Thank you. You see, ladies and gentlemen, there is no deception. The holes are visible to the eye." The face of the smart aleck beamed. This time the real mystery of the thing fascinated him. "And now, sir, will you kindly pass me your silk hat and allow me to dance on it?" "Thank you." The illusionist made a few rapid passes with his feet and exhibited the hat crushed beyond recognition. "And now, sir, will you allow me to smash your spectacles with my hammer?" "Thank you." By this time the smart aleck was looking puzzled.
"This thing beats me,"
he whispered.
"I don't see through it a bit."
There was a great hush upon the audience. Then the illusionist drew himself up to his full height and, with a withering look at the smart aleck, he concluded, "Ladies and gentlemen, you will observe that I have, with this gentleman's permission, broken his watch, smashed his spectacles, and danced on his hat. If he will give me further permission to paint green stripes on his overcoat or to tie his suspenders in a knot, I shall be delighted to entertain you. If not, the performance is at an end." And amid a glorious burst of music from the orchestra, the curtain fell, and the audience dispersed, convinced that there are some tricks, at any rate, that are not done up the illusionist's sleeve.